Hi, I'm Michelle Karam with Dishes by Michelle in Los Angeles, California. I'm here today to teach you how to make chicken rice pilaf. The ingredients you'll need for this recipe are 1 cup of long grain white rice, 2 tablespoons of butter, 3/4 of a cup vermicelli noodles, and 2 cups of chicken broth, which is where the chicken pilaf comes into play. I'm also going to be using a little bit of salt for some flavor. So the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking our butter and we're going to be browning or toasting our vermicelli noodles. So let's go ahead and add our butter and our noodles. And it'll probably take about 1 to 2 minutes before all of the noodles become a nice golden brown. And it'll start to foam up and you'll see it slowly just in front of you start to turn that beautiful golden color. There it is right there. So as soon as you get them the desired color or goldenness you're looking for, you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna take your rice. And what I've done is, I've actually put my rice in this little colander or strainer over here and I've rinsed it. It's always very important to make sure that you rinse your rice. There's a lot of dust, there's a lot of hands, there's a lot of things that rice goes through before it actually gets into that bag that you're gonna cook it with. So you wanna make sure that you give it a good rinse. And it also removes some of the excess starch that'll be in the rice that you're cooking so that it's not as gummy and chewy and remains light and fluffy and flaky. So here's 1 cup of washed or rinsed rice. And I'm just gonna go ahead and add it into this. I'm gonna give it a little stir and make sure that our noodles and our rice are well combined. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add 2 cups of chicken stock. This is actually chicken broth that has come from a box. So it's really convenient. It's in the store. It's located in your soup aisle. So super simple. So I'm going to add 2 cups. Now as soon as your rice pilaf comes to a boil and you see that it's bubbling, the first thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and reduce the heat to a low medium flame. You don't want it to be on a high flame. You want the rice to cook and slowly absorb the liquid that you're cooking it in rather than just absorb a fast amount of liquid and still end up with some pretty dense hard rice. So you want it to be a very slow absorption that's going on. So I'm going to lower the flame and then I'm going to take my salt and go ahead and just put about a teaspoon of salt in there. Remember that your chicken broth already has some salt in it, so it's just a little bit to flavor it, but not throwing it over the edge in terms of sodium intake. So we'll give it a little stir. And as soon as this comes to a boil, you're gonna go ahead and take your lid and you're going to cover this. And you will leave this covered and not open it again for another 15 to 20 minutes. You can come and check your rice at about the 15-minute mark and maybe give it a little peek and kind of see what's going on in there. But between 15 to 20 minutes, this should cook. The general rule of thumb when cooking rice is 1 cup of rice to every 2 cups of liquid. So it's a 1-to-2 ratio. So our chicken rice pilaf has been cooking for about 20 minutes and it actually is to perfection. I can smell it, I can see it, it looks good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and take my spoon, give it a little bit of a fluff, and then I'm gonna put it in this bowl right here. The noodles are golden brown, the rice is beautiful and al dente and perfect. The butter, you can smell it. The chicken broth just adds such a savory flavor to it. This really is the perfect side dish for any night. And there you have absolutely beautiful chicken rice pilaf. I'm Michelle Karam and thank you so much for watching my video.